Yo, what's going on everyone? In today's video, I will be showing you the ultimate solo guide to completing the Titan job heist in GTA 5 Online, and also everything you need to know to run this new McKenzie Field hangar business the best way possible to make yourself lots of money very fast. To get things started, you of course need to buy the McKenzie Airfield hangar, which is going to be located on the Maze Bank foreclosure website over here at the McKenzie Airfield. You'll see it cost $1,475,000, which is honestly a really good price. The reason I say that is because, as you'll see, once you buy it, there's literally nothing else you need to do except literally go over to the location because there is no other upgrades to put on this business. Once over there, you'll see two different blue circles inside the hangar, one right here against the wall and one over there against the door. Of course, the one over there against the door is to get inside the business, but this one against the wall is pretty interesting. You'll see once you walk up to it and click right D-pad, you have three different options. The first one is to request any personal aircraft of yours, and this also adds an additional 20 aircraft slots to your original hangar that you already own if you do own one. And you'll also see you have two more options, an option to request the Duster airplane or the Duster 300H airplane once you unlock them, of course, and those are pretty cool options as well if you don't own any other aircrafts. But yeah, I personally really love this hangar because you could literally request any one of your personal aircrafts at this location whenever you want to. Anyway, getting into the actual inside part of this business, it is pretty small. It's basically like a college dorm room. You could see we literally have a bed, a radio right there in front of the bed, an area here on top of my desk where there is free snacks, and then of course the most important part, this laptop. And at this laptop will give us the two different ways we have to make money with this business, which honestly are pretty good. Let's get into the first way, which is of course going to be the Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions. Once you chose that option, you'll see this menu pops up at the top left, and this menu looks pretty similar for anyone who has done the Cluckenbell Farm raid heist, and that is because these two heists are pretty similar when it comes to actually doing them. You'll see we have to do 5 setups first, and then after we have the Titan job heist finale. So whenever you are ready, start up the up and running mission, and after you want to make sure you set the difficulty set to hard, and from here on out set all of the setups difficulty set to hard and even the finale. And the reason you want to set these setups to hard is because if you complete all of the setups on hard and even the finale, you'll get paid $750,000 every time you complete the Titan job heist. But if this was your very first time doing the Titan job heist, then you won't be able to set it to hard until you complete it for your very first time. But don't worry, because your first time doing the Titan job, you will be getting a pretty good money bonus. Anyway, getting into the actual up and running setup mission, this one is really easy. What you first need to do is go over to the transmission tower, which going over there, you don't have to follow the exact waypoints. You could literally go straight over to the top of the mountain like I did here. Once on top of the mountain, you should see some cougars, so all you want to do is take out those cougars if you can, but if you don't want to take them out, you could also just stay in your vehicle and they will never attack you. But from here, what you want to do is destroy the tower's support beams with one sticky bomb, or if you have missiles on your vehicle like mine on my Vigilante, you could also explode it with one missile on your vehicle. Anyway, after that, what you need to do is come over here to this lookout point and get your heavy sniper, or even better, a heavy sniper with explosive rounds. Then what you need to do is shoot the Streamer 216 airplane until the health goes all the way down. Once it goes all the way down, you should see all 4 of the cargos appear on the map because they fell out of that airplane. So from there, all you want to do is go all the way down the mountain, of course, and then pick up all 4 of the cargo. Once you pick up all 4 of the cargo, you could then deliver this over to the buyer. And if you are somebody who doesn't own a heavy sniper with explosive rounds, you could also do it the normal way, which is by using the weapon that it gives you with FMJ rounds and shooting the airplane a whole bunch of times until all of the cargo falls out. But yeah, once you did deliver the cargo over to the buyer, you are now completely done. All you need to do now is leave the area, and after that, you have now completed the very first setup, which is called up and running. Alright, but getting into the next setup, this one is called Mogul, and it is really easy. What you first want to do is get inside of this airplane and fly it over to the Banham Canyon. Once you are over here, you'll see you need to steal a Mogul, and the easiest way to do this is by landing your plane over here on the right side. Once landed, slowly come over here with a suppressed weapon and shoot these 2 guards right next to this Mogul. Once you shoot them both, you can then hop inside of the airplane, and then once inside, all you want to do is quickly open up your snack menu. Once your snack menu is up, just have it ready to spam because once we take off, a whole bunch of enemies will be spam shooting us, but don't worry because we have our snacks to regen. Once you did take off on that airplane though, you'll see a whole bunch of Eberhard jets start to attack you and shoot missiles, so make sure you use all of your flares, that way none of the missiles actually hit your airplane. But yeah, what you need to do though is lead them all the way over the McKenzie airfield, that way Oscar can shoot them all down with the homing missiles. After he then shoots all of the Eberhard jets down, you can then go over to destroy all of the Eberhard bases. Doing this is really easy. You want to make sure that your bomb bay doors are open, and once you are flying above the base, you want to then drop the bombs a few seconds before you are about to fly over the base. If done correctly, you should have exploded the entire base with one pass. And yeah, from here, all you need to do is do that to 3 other more bases, and then after, we need to deliver this Mogul back over to the McKenzie field hangar. Once landed here, you can then open up your text and then click confirm here, and once you click confirm, wait a few seconds, and just like that, you are now completely done doing the second setup, which was called the Mogul. Alright, but now getting into the third setup, this one is called the Intel, and it is a really easy setup to do, so let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is head over to the drone station. Once over at the drone station, you need to go over here to this building and click right D-pad to use the keypad. After that, you'll see the door has now been opened and you can now enter inside. Once inside, go over to any one of these 4 different drone consoles and click right D-pad to use it. Once you are using it, you'll see you are now going to be inside of a drone. From here, fly this all the way over to the Eberhard base. Once over here, you'll see you need to hack 4 different servers, and to do this, you need to be very careful because there is lots of enemies and also even drones surrounding the entire area. So if there are any guards in your way, you could always shock them or even shoot them, but just make sure they don't see your drone because if they do see you, they will shoot you and your drone will be completely taken out. But even if they do take out the drone, you could always call in a new one and fly right back over to the base, but trust me, you don't want to do that because that will just take up more time. But anyway, once you went over to all 4 of the servers to stand next to them to hack them, and you hacked all 4, you can then exit the drone and then exit the drone station. Once you exited the drone station, you can then get inside the vehicle and head over to the shipwreck. Once you get over here, you'll see a whole bunch of enemies in front of this main house. Take them all out, and then you'll see on top of this little table a set of scuba gear. So go up to it and click right D-pad to put the scuba gear on. After that, come over here to where this boat is and get inside of it. From there, drive it all the way out into the ocean where it says to search the area for cargo. Once in this yellow circle area, you can then jump out of the boat and then dive all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. Once we are down here, we do need to look for 4 different cargo, and these 4 cargo are going to be small briefcases, so make sure you are looking very carefully. What I recommend doing is swimming all around this entire yellow circle radius and looking at the minimap, because once you are swimming right by one, it will pop up as a green dot on the map. But yeah, once you did collect all 4 of the cargo briefcases, we can then deliver this over to the McKenzie airfield to finish up this entire setup. Just make sure that on your way up swimming through the ocean that you are very careful because there are going to be lots of sharks, and these sharks can actually attack you and take you out. But yeah, once you did deliver all of the cargo over to the McKenzie hangar, we are now completely done doing this setup, which was called the Intel, and we won't get any money, but we will get paid 2,900 RP. Alright, but getting into the 4th setup, this one is called the Iron Mule, and it is a really easy one to do. Let's get into it. So what you first want to do is go over to the weapon testing site, and once over there, what we need to do is plant 4 jammers at 4 different locations. To do this, go over to where the area is to plant the jammer at and take out all of the enemies around the area, and then go up to the area to click right D-pad and stick the jammer inside of the ground. And once you went over to all 4 of the different locations to stick the jammers in the ground, you are now completely done. What you need to do now is destroy all of Eberhard assets, which this will just be like 3 rounds of helicopters coming to attack you. So if you have an explosive sniper, this should be really quick to take out all of those helicopters, or if you don't, you could always use the pickup insurgent that is right next to us. But of course, in order to use that pickup insurgent, you do need to take out the gunner. And once you did take out all of the Eberhard assets, you need to wait for the DH7 Iron Mules to arrive. Once they do arrive, you can then click right D-pad to activate the jammers, and all of the Iron Mule helicopters should be falling out of the sky. Once they fall down, go in front of any one of the Iron Mule helicopters and take out the drivers. Once you take them all out, you can then get inside of the actual driver's seat of this helicopter, and then once inside, click right D-pad to deactivate the jammers. After that, the helicopter should work, so fly all the way over to the McKenzie Field hangar, and once over there, we can now open up our phone, go over to text, and then click confirm. Once we click confirm, we are now completely done doing this fourth setup, which was called the Iron Mule. And once again, this mission doesn't pay you any money, but you will get paid around 2100 RP, which is not too bad. Alright, but finally getting into the fifth and final setup. This one is called the Ammunition, and it is a really easy one to do. Let's get into it. What we first need to do is get inside of this airplane with Oscar. Once inside, he's going to fly us over to a location where there is going to be a Iron Mule helicopter. So once you are above it, all you want to do is jump out of the airplane and then get inside of the Iron Mule. Once you are inside the Iron Mule, all we need to do is fly this straight across where we are at over to the cargo ship. And at this cargo ship, we need to steal the Titan 250D ammunition, and you'll see on the map there is going to be around 3 to 4 different cargos to pick up, but we want to pick up the green one because that green crate is always going to be the Titan 250D ammunition. So once you get that crate, we can then fly it over to the drop off, and once you fly over to the drop off, we can then open up our phone, go over to text, and then click where it says confirm. And shortly after, just like that, we have now completely done the fifth and final setup, which was called the Ammunition, and we won't get paid any money, but you will get paid 1500 RP. Okay, so it is finally time to do the finale, which is called the Titan Job Heist, and this finale is actually pretty easy and also really fun, so let's get into the best way to complete it. First things first, the main thing we are doing in this mission is intercepting the Titan 250D, which, as you know, is a huge airplane. So the way we are going to do this is by getting inside the passenger seat of this Mogul with Oscar, and he is then going to fly us over to the Titan. Once we are behind the Titan, all we need to do is damage it as much as possible by shooting it with this gun. And this process will take around 3 to 5 minutes, so make sure you are constantly shooting the Titan as much as possible until it eventually falls out of the sky and goes through a cutscene. Once it does go through that cutscene and it is falling out of the sky, you need to wait for the Titan to land on the ground. Once it lands on the ground, you'll then need to hop out of the Mogul and go over to the Titan that is on the ground now. But you'll see there will be a whole bunch of enemies around this Titan, so you want to take them all out, and after you take them all out, we need to come over here to the right side of the airplane to repair the engine. And doing this is very simple. Once you go up to the engine and click right D-pad, it will then tell you a whole bunch of buttons to press to repair the engine, so make sure you click all of those buttons in the correct order. Then once you successfully repaired the entire engine, all we now need to do is wait for Oscar to come over to our location and drop off the Titan 250D ammunition. Once he dropped it off, we can then go over to the ammunition that he just dropped off and go up to it to click right D-pad. From here, spam A to load all of the ammunition inside of this airplane. Once all of the ammunition is inside the Titan, we can then get inside the driver's seat, and now we can actually take off with this actual Titan 250D finally. Once you did take off though, we need to destroy 3 different things. The first thing is going to be a set of mobile operation centers, which actually is pretty easy. What you need to do is go in the gunner, and then once you are in the gunner, make sure you are right beside the mobile operation centers. That way we can easily shoot both of them just like I did right here. After that, you need to do that same thing for a submarine and also a train. So once again, go right beside the submarine and shoot it as much as possible with a gunner. That way you can destroy all in one sweep, just like I did right here. And then the very last one that we need to destroy is going to be this train. And this one is probably the hardest one to destroy, but it's also not hard. Once again, do the same tactic that I told you before. Make sure you shoot it from the side. That way you destroy all of it in basically one sweep. But once you did destroy that train, we are literally completely done doing the entire Titan job. All we now need to do is deliver this over to the McKenzie Airfield hangar. Once we deliver over here, we just need to go through the cutscene with Oscar, and then we are completely done doing the entire Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions. But anyway, here's how much money you'll get paid. As you can see, $505,000 and also 2,800 RP. Keep in mind, this will be after your very first time completing the Titan job heist. So since this was your first time, you also will be getting a $250,000 first time bonus, which as you can see, I got right there. So in total, for completing your very first Titan job, you will get paid $750,000 in total, which is honestly pretty good for just under 60 minutes. But every time after that, as long as you do all of the setups and even the finale on hard, you'll get paid $750,000. But like I said, all of the setups and even the finale has to be done on hard. And sadly, even when doing it on hard, you won't get a bonus after that, so you'll literally just get paid this amount of money. But honestly, 750k for under 60 minutes is pretty good, also considering that you can do this after any other thing in GTA 5 Online. Anyway though, getting into the very last thing about this McKenzie Field Hangar, that is going to be the second way to make money, which is going to be doing the request work option. And these are just basically going to be 1 out of 3 different missions that you can possibly get from Oscar that are basically just really small side missions that you can do in online sessions. The first mission you can get is called the Steal the Duster 300H one, which is a really easy mission to do. All we are doing is going over to an area where the Duster 300H airplane is at and then taking out all of the smugglers that are defending the airplane. After you took them all out, you can then get inside the airplane and then take off in the air. Once in the air, what we need to do is deliver weapons to 3 different drop-offs by flying above the drop-off and clicking right D-pad to drop off the weapons. Once you did that to 3 different locations, we are now completely done with the mission. All we need to do is deliver this Duster 300H over to the McKenzie airfield to make an even better amount of money. So here you can see once you deliver it, here's how much money you'll get paid, $50,000. You will see though that once you come over to the McKenzie Field Hangar to start another request work option from Oscar, that there will be a short cooldown timer, but don't worry, this cooldown timer is only 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, you can then start up another request work option. And another cool thing that you can do is start up these exact same request work options from Oscar from the phone if you just go to your contacts and call Oscar. You'll see you have 2 different options, an option to cancel the Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions, or you can request work, which is of course what we want to do. So the second request work mission you can get from Oscar is one where you need to deliver weapons on a vehicle. To do this, you need to go over to the drop zone where there will be a whole bunch of smugglers. So take out all of the smugglers and one of them should drop a flare gun. Once you pick up that flare gun, shoot it in the air, and shortly after, an airplane should come to drop off a whole bunch of weapons to you. So once you pick up the weapons in your vehicle, what you then need to do is deliver these weapons to 3 different drop-off locations. After you drop them off at all 3 locations, which is literally as simple as you going above the location and clicking right D-pad to drop it off, you then need to leave the area. And once you left the area, here's how much money you'll get paid for this one. As you can see, $40,000, which is honestly not too bad for a mission that takes under 5 minutes. And then we have the third and final type of request work mission you can get from Oscar, which this one is really easy. All you have to do is go over to a location to steal the Iron Mule. Once you steal the Iron Mule and flew it in the air, you then need to hook it onto the weapons. Then once you hook the weapons, which are literally right beside you, you then need to deliver these weapons all the way over to the McKenzie Field Hangar. Then once you get over there, you just need to click right D-pad to deliver them inside the hangar, and just like that, here's how much money you'll get paid. As you can see, $35,000, and those were all of the different types of request work missions you can get from Oscar. But yeah, that is now going to bring us to the end of today's video. You officially know everything that there is about the McKenzie Field Hangar business that just got added into GTA 5 Online, as well as how to complete the entire Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions. So if you went on to enjoy, or if this video helped you out in any way and you haven't already, please do me a favor by going down below and dropping a like on the video before you click off. And of course, if you aren't already, make sure you also hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you all in my very next GTA 5 Online video. Peace.